First to Scott Lewis, who is our LARA Vice President.
Good evening. In order to aid Jim with the computer, I'm just going to sit and talk while he gets the computer. So I'll try to make this as painless as possible. I have a lot fewer slides than what he does. But for roles and responsibilities, as the Vice President, one is the governmental liaison. And Diane, I saw you try to sneak in here. If you would stand up for just a second. Diane has been a huge help here. She works for Representative Michelle Brooks. And without Diane and Michelle, we wouldn't be where we are today. Senator Robbins couldn't be here, but they have both been a huge help in getting us to where we are right now. The second bullet, assist with required environmental permitting, as Jim touched on earlier. Each one of us here brings an area of expertise, and this one was mine. So you can blame me for holding things up so far, because this is what is keeping us from getting started right now, but hopefully that's soon to change in the next few months. The third bullet, responsible for assisting the President. Basically, I do whatever Jim tells me to do. And the fourth bullet, Vice President will assume the position of President. You don't have to worry about that because Jim's not going any place for quite a while. So, for governmental liaison, arrangement of meetings with Senator Robbins and Representative Michelle Brooks. Jim and Scott Cranack, who's not here right now, personally met with Senator Robbins. Jim and I were over to talk to Michelle Brooks when she was a county commissioner, and have talked to her numerous times, and with Diane as a state representative. And like I said, we can't thank those two folks enough for all that they did. Interaction with DCNR during the grant application review. Dave Kenya did the majority of that work. I talked with Kim McCullough on a few occasions to get that going. There'll be further on that later on. On the environmental permitting side, I'm not going to bore you with those four bullets that are up there, but needless to say, on the environmental permitting side and going through with the Pennsylvania DEP and the Mercer County Conservation District, there's a number of permits and reviews you have to go through. Some can take as many as 90 to 120 days, and that's without any delays that you're always going to have. But like I said, and Jim will touch on it later, hopefully later this spring we'll have some movement on some of these things. The Jack Jones Memorial Complex, PNDI, is the Pennsylvania National Diversity Index, and basically what that is a fancy acronym for endangered species or endangered plants. Our luck, we had a hit on that, and that's what delayed us from being able to launch this project in 2007. We've worked through those problems, and hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months we'll be clear to go ahead and begin construction. There's applications, a number of acronyms. Needless to say, it's in the hands of the Mercer County Conservation District right now, and as soon as we get the go-ahead, we'll be clear to start construction. The 2008 goals is to receive all the required permits by late spring, and we'll begin construction this year. And obviously to continue to work with the local, county, and state representatives to secure additional funding to be able to complete all 3 ball fields. Like I said, mine would be brief, so are there any questions?
Figured we'd give opportunity to pause in between each section rather than hold it all to the end. So please, if you do have any, just throw your hand up or shout out, and feel free to ask your question. Obviously, there's some more things, and you're probably wondering, okay, what about the grant and all that? We are going to get to that. But any other questions or any questions for Scott at this point?